Honorable Minister Conroy, Minister for International Development and Pacific, and Minister of Defence Industry, and the Government of Australia delegation. I am honoured and pleased to represent the Government of Samoa in this joint signing ceremony of the three agreements endorsed by both the governments of Samoa and Australia. Tautua Human Development for All Facility, Tautai Samoa Covenants for Economic Growth Facility, and the Samoa Parliament Complex Redevelopment Project Phase 2, the Legislative Assembly Office Building. But first and foremost, I give praise and thanks to our Heavenly Father for today and for His guidance and endless blessings to Samoa through this Samoa-Australia partnership, and especially for the opportunity presented today to meet with the Honourable Minister for International Development and the Pacific, Honourable Bert Conroy. This signing ceremony marks another important milestone and achievement for the Samoa-Australia partnership to add to the 50 years mark of the partnership, but also in commemorating Samoa's 60th independence anniversary. Samoa welcomes the focus of both the Tautua and Tautai facilities, and I am pleased to say that these two flagship investments directly support the government's priorities, and we acknowledge the alignment of the key objectives of the programs to the pathway for the development of Samoa and its theme of empowering communities, building resilience, and inspiring growth. Tautua project, Tautua focuses on the improved health, education, gender equality, and social outcomes, and social harmony for all Samoans. Tautua is a Samoan word, and in English is to serve or service. Tautua or to serve is one of the key pillars of our Samoa values and tradition. There is a one Samoan saying, "Ole ala i le pule o le tautua." The road to leadership is through service. Service to our families, our communities, governments, and our countries. Improved and better services, accessibility and affordable services, responsive and fit for purpose services. With the focus of the Tautua project, the government, with the support of Australia, will be able to improve access to more affordable, efficient, and responsive services in the health sector, education sector, social and community sector for the people of Samoa. Through these services, we also expect improved and strengthened capacities and systems of the service providers to be the lead service providers and take forward the service for our people. Tautai focuses to improve fiscal management and promote equitable economic growth. Tautai is another Samoan word, and it generally refers to a fisherman. The fisherman steers and rows the canoe. The fisherman knows the different parts of the ocean, understands the sea levels, where and when to fish, and what to catch. Samoa also has a saying for good fishermen, "Tautai poto, tautai matapalapala." A good and smart fisherman is patient, courageous, cautious but persistent, thus can persevere through challenges and storms. In Samoa context, we envision that the Tautai facility will support the government to address some of the key challenges pertaining to fiscal management through fit for purpose and appropriate fiscal measures and smart solutions. We also expect targeted beneficial investment projects to support economic growth, such as climate resilient and quality public goods built, employment and sustainable income generating investments and initiatives. In addition, we recognize the challenges of implementing projects with the related absorptive capacity of government agencies, and therefore we would like to see some, if not all, to be addressed under these aid programs complementing the support from other development partners. Furthermore, I would like to acknowledge with appreciation the assistance and commitment to the construction of the new Legislative Assembly office and continuous improvements to the Parliament House, which will support Samoa preparation for hosting of the Chokim. We look forward to the climate smart infrastructure built that will continue to demonstrate the government's and our partners' commitment to climate resilient and sustainable cost-effective infrastructure for Samoa. Samoa's key message remains that integrating priorities for development through general budget support is key to addressing some of the vulnerabilities and challenges of today, building fiscal purpose, economic resilience, developing private sector for economic initiative, addressing social issues such as health and education, as well as improving the livelihood of communities and vulnerable populations. We continue to advocate for use of national systems and process to the extent possible for delivery of funded programs so that our systems and processes become more responsive and resilient. Minister Conroy, as I come to end of my concluding remarks, I would also like to recognize the support from Her Excellency Emily Luck and the DFAT team at Post in facilitating Samoa access to the much needed support, not only during the pandemic, but also for recovery and implementation of our priorities in the pathway for the development of Samoa. I am also very appreciative of the commitments by government agencies and stakeholders in the consultation and design of these projects. Once again, Minister Conroy, on behalf of the government and the people of Samoa, I would like to express our heartfelt appreciation and gratitude to the Government of Australia and its people for the continued support to the development of Samoa. The government looks forward to a strengthened bilateral partnership with Australia and the joint engagement through the development partners community. Papetai Tilalama and God bless.
It's a real privilege and pleasure to be in Samoa, particularly in the final months of Samoa's 60th anniversary of independence. And I congratulate you on that milestone. And to continue our great partnership. It was an honour to welcome Prime Minister Fime to Australia last month, where she and Prime Minister Albanese signed the Australia-Samoa bilateral partnership arrangement, which was further cementing our close ties. And I've also had the privilege of meeting with Prime Minister Fime this morning as well. And it was very instructive to receive a briefing and an economic debate, an economic briefing about Samoa's recovery from the COVID pandemic as Australia recovers from the COVID pandemic. Our two countries, like every other country in the world, suffered a lot during that pandemic, and it was great to hear of the recovery of Samoa. Today we also discussed how we can work together in the future, and I'm pleased to announce that Australia has just disbursed 20 million Australian dollars in supplementary budget support to the governor of Samoa. I understand that $20 million is already being used through Samoa's government systems, through the benefit schemes to support senior citizens and people with disabilities with the cost of living pressures that Samoa and Australia are experiencing right now. And so that was great to receive that briefing and be part of that announcement. It's also very great to sign the agreements on Tautau and Tautai that are critical to our relationship going forward. Tautau, which is about human development, is all about Australia and Samoa investing in the people of Samoa, investing in the human capital, in the education and health outcomes, guided by the priorities of the government of Samoa. And I don't think there can be a more worthwhile investment than the investment in our people. I'm also very pleased to sign the arrangement for Tautai, which is about providing long-term funding certainty, an 8-year funding certainty for the government and people of Samoa through guaranteed budget support over that period. And that's incredibly important because that is about providing generalised budget support that the government of Samoa decides how that is allocated. That is about Australia listening and being guided by the priorities of our development partner Samoa. So it's a real privilege to sign that agreement today. And this is part of our ongoing relationship. And finally, to finish on CHOGM, because Minister Mulipola, you mentioned it, Australia is very committed to promoting and amplifying the voices of the Pacific, and CHOGM will be a great opportunity for that. Samoa will be the first country in the Pacific to host CHOGM, and I saw Prime Minister Fime in action at CHOGM in Rwanda last year, and I'm sure that the government of Samoa will be a fine host for that event next year. So Australia stands ready to support that. So again, thank you for the kind welcome. I look forward to learning more about Samoa over the next 2 days and working together to advance the development of both our countries. So thank you very much for having me today.